Greetings, sports fans. It's George with Custom Tide Flies and Guide Service. And we're going to do a tutorial on the CT Double D hopper. It's really cool platform hopper. Has the DD means double decker. It's got 2 strips of 2mm foam. The ingredients recipe will be in the description section. You'll be able to find this on YouTube, which, hey, congratulations, you already have. You'll also be able to find this on my website at www.custom-tide.com. That's CUSTOM-TIED.com. Have a splash. Don't forget the dash. So I'll show this to you here in just a second. So this is what it looks like when it's done. And this is how we're going to build it. So I build these in sections. So I do. I do that for reinforcement and makes the bug stronger. So I'm going to start off with some 140D Danville Flymaster in brown. Get tied in here. And I'm going to take that thread all the way down past the bend, bring it back up. Okay, now I've taken the foam and cut it down to a 1/4-inch strip, 1.5 inches long. So you just stack them on top of each other. And you're going to trim a point. And you want the light side up. And you want that foam to go around the bend. And then you just, once you get it in place, then you can tie it a little tighter. Excuse me a second. I was having a hard time seeing. Okay. Now I'm going to use some, this is Perfect Hatch 32 gauge gold wire, but you can also use UTC small. And I use the gold wire to reinforce the body because fish have teeth, especially trout, and they can really tear up a fly if you don't reinforce it. So next is some Hareline ice dub in tan. This is HI 369. So the cool thing about this stuff is it's ice dub with some rabbit fur in it. Start back here at the back and just get you about a 6-inch dubbing noodle. You'll have to forgive me. I'm trying to work around the camera here. It is very easy to get your thread stuck, wrapped around the bend. You just have to be careful of that. And you're going to stop a little bigger than a gap width behind the eye, 1/4 inch or so. I don't remember if I told you the foam is trimmed at 1/4 inch by 1.5 inches. Get my dubbing cradle up here, and I'm going to wrap this wire towards myself. Like I said, it's just reinforcement. I just hit the camera with my dubbing cradle, with my bobbing cradle. And then you can helicopter that off. Now, here comes the fun part with the foam. A lot of guys want to start the foam off by tying it down in the front. Here, you're going to tie it down in the back first. You want to make sure that your thread is flat when you're doing that. Just get a couple of anchor wraps there. If you have your if you have your thread round, when you pull tension on it, it'll cut down through the foam, and that's bad, because then you got to start all over again. And you're going to stop that thread about an eye width behind the eye so that you don't crowd the eye. See, I got a little bit of room there behind the eye. I'm still crowding it a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay. You make a couple of crosses like that in order to get the foam right where you want it, and then get in the middle and start cinching it down. Okay, and then I'm going to put a whip on that. And I'm going to paint that. I'm going to paint that with some head cement. And then I'm going to set it off to the side to dry. And when it's done drying, it looks like that. Okay, then I got my Semperfli Nanosilk in 50 denier. Get tied in. Now I got some Krystal Flash. I'm going to take 2 strands of the Krystal Flash, even them up. Then I'm going to trim that in half. Then when I fold this over, I'll have 8 points sticking up. Just put that on your thread, bend it over the thread. Now you want to leave this long for now. Okay, next. So there's a lot of different things that you can use as a post, or excuse me, as a wing rather. You can use Congo hair. You can use Hareline parachute post. You can use McFly on. I'm using Congo hair, which, by the way, Congo hair is brushed out macrame bonnie cord. It's the same stuff. So, you know, if you think you're going to save money doing that yourself, buy you some macrame bonnie cord at Hobby Lobby and go to town. Brush away. Okay, good. I'm going to trim this in half, and then I'm going to use the other half on the next fly. So you want this wing to be thick enough that you can see it, but not so thick that it fouls the fly up. Because this wing is basically a sighter. You can use whatever color you want. That's what makes this a cool fly. It's a platform fly. You can use whatever color you want as a sighter. You can use whatever flash you want. You can use whatever foam you want. It's on a Mustad C53 hook. But, you know, you can also use, what is it? Daiichi 1270. This one's a size 12, but you can tie them whatever size you want. It's a platform fly. That means that, you know, you can do whatever you want. Just stick on the platform. So next, you're going to tie in some hackle. I'm using 2, but of course you don't have to use 2. You can just use 1. I like to use 2 on this one. I think it gives a little fuller effect. So I'm going to tie my hackles in next. This is a grizzly from a Ewing cape. And then this is a tan grizzly from a Ewing dry fly saddle. I'll show you the Ewing dry fly saddle. It's a Ewing dry fly saddle. You want to get a fair amount of that stem is you're going to be pulling on this a little bit while you're wrapping the hackle, and you don't want it to pull out. Okay, next is Montana Fly Company Centipede legs. They're a unique product to Montana Fly Company. You can use whatever barred medium round rubber legs you want to use, but this particular variation is black, red, and yellow. And you just pull off one and snip that in half. And you're going to lay that off to the side because you use it on the next bug. You put that in half and trim. Okay, you're going to line up those ends. You're going to use loose wraps so that you can wiggle them in place. You don't want to reef down on these yet. Just something that's going to hold it in place while you get everything adjusted. Because if you pull on them too much, then, you end up like that. I pulled on them too much and I fouled my legs up. Plus, they moved on me. Yep, there they go, moving again. That was too tight. It takes a little practice with this pattern to get everything set up the way you want it. So don't get discouraged if you do your first one and it doesn't want to cooperate. Just, keep going, learn from what you got. There we go. Now you're going to snip that. And you want to make sure that your legs are about even. See, about even. All right, and then you can put a little tension on them. Now they're not going anywhere. Bring your thread up in front. Then I use hackle pliers to keep these feathers together. If you try to wrap them with your fingers, they're gonna slip and you're gonna cuss, and you don't want to do that in front of your kids. So when you take a wrap with a double, it's like taking two wraps. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and just roll it over and hold it up. Then you're gonna just tuck that thread down behind the eye in between the eye and the foam. Yep. Careful when you're trimming that you don't catch one of your legs. That'll make you cuss too. So now you're ready to just finish this off. Pull that foam back. Kind of neaten that up a little bit, get rid of those strays. All right, now this, you're going to trim about 1/4 of an inch behind the bend. There we go. And then I'm going to use some thin UV resin. You can use head cement. I don't normally use UV resin on dry flies, but now, if you get some in the eye, don't fret. I don't know if anybody ever showed you this before, but if you do get some in the eye, before you cure it, you just have a hackle and you peel some of the barbs off it, and then you can run it down through the eye. And that'll clean whatever's in the eye out, and then you can hit it with the light. But there you go. Got a couple strays there. CT's Double D hopper. I hope this tutorial was useful. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And like I said, you can also find this on my website at custom-tie.com. This is George with Custom Tied Flies and Guide Service. Happy tying!